Good morning and welcome to the Digital Coffee Facebook Live. All the social media marketing news you need to know this week. And as you can see, I put on a pretty face for you because there's some new Facebook Live features I finally have access to. I can make myself have lots of silly faces. I like this one. I've always wanted to go to space. So there's lots more fun that we can be having on Facebook Live now. I'm loving this. There's also some nice filters. The good thing about it is I can access them before, sorry, I have to keep tapping the screen and that kind of thing. I can access them before I go live. So all the digital marketing news you need to know this week. At the beginning of the week, I thought, there's nothing to talk about this week. Oh, let me switch my light on. Here you go, that would help, wouldn't it? But then all this news exploded towards the end of the week. There's an awful lot of Facebook news. I've got a lot of Facebook news. There's a lot of Twitter news. And they're kind of dominating this week. In the middle, I do have a big boo, a big Snapchat, which is kind of cool. So I hope you'll stay with me. I can see someone has joined us already. Say hello. And let me know, this is your digital coffee break. So let me know what you're drinking. I am drinking a very large cup of coffee. This is a 3-shot coffee that I made in my new coffee machine. And it's been one of those weeks, hasn't it? It's raining outside. It's been one of those weeks where you really need a lot of coffee, particularly if you're in Ireland. Hello, I can see someone else has joined. Do let me know who you are, where you are, and what you're drinking. I've got this stonkingly big cup of coffee. Okay, so we'll have a start on the news because I've got a lot to cover. Let me just grab my notes. Hello. Okay, first thing up is that Facebook have just introduced a new kind of scheduling feature for Facebook pages. And it's called Facebook Reminders to Post. So what this does is you have like a calendar in the back end of your Facebook page that you'll be able to allocate specific dates. It's like a full functioning content calendar. It is going to be great. I don't have it yet, but I do have a screenshot. Hello, I can see somebody's joined us there. Do say hello and let me know what you're drinking. This is a really interesting feature because, you know, if you've watched this Facebook Live before, you know I'm talking about the fact that Facebook want to own the web, own your content. Now, if you could have a full content schedule and start planning your content ahead of time, you're going to have better quality content as a result. I'm just trying to find the screen grab for this. It may take me some time. Here we go. So what it looks like, or what it will look like, I don't have it yet. So again, I've stolen this from the blog post that I am going to link to. But this is what it's going to look like. Actually, that's the wrong way round for you, so bear with me. I have one the right way round, just for you. It's always hard to do this time in the morning. So this is what it's going to look like. So you can see it's a full schedule because up until now we could only schedule one post at a time, or perhaps if you were really vigilant. Hey Kate, how are you doing? We're talking about the new Facebook content calendar that they're going to be giving us on the back of our schedules. So you can see here it's got the full week lined out and you can slot in spaces and times, and they're also quite keen. They've got a holiday schedule here, so you can see there's a thing that says, you can see this holiday reminders. So that will actually, we'll be able to pick out those special days or those times of year where we want to post specific content. And if you have content already created for those time of year, that means you'll be able to plan it now, way ahead of time. Because if you haven't planned anything for Valentine's Day yet, you should have done. So, you know, it's a reminder to get that stuff done in advance. I think this is a great feature. I'm giving Facebook a big thumbs up for this one, even though it does mean that it's yet another way that they're trying to get us to make our content on Facebook rather than on our websites. Moving on to our second news story. Like I say, lots of Facebook and Twitter news this week. Let's do a Twitter one, will we? Let's do Twitter. Kate, seeing as you're there, let me know what you're drinking and tell me, would you like to see me, those of you that were here earlier will know, dressed with a funny face, with like a full-on, I can do full-on panda makeup right now. Do you want to see it? I'm going to guess that you do want to see it. Let's go. Here we go. I downloaded it already. Here we go. Oh, I lost it already. Here we go. I am going full panda. I hope you're... There you go. I am full panda. I actually considered doing the entire Facebook Live dressed as a panda. What do you think? Just for anyone that hasn't seen this feature before, it's been available on... It's been available for celebrities for a while, but now everyone has this option within their Facebook Live to create these funny masks and do their Facebook Lives like that. I'm not quite sure. Sounds good. And you're drinking tea. I've got a big chunk of coffee. I think that's kind of exciting. It's not my Facebook news though. Let's talk about something Twittery just to be, so that I'm not talking Facebook the entire session. So the Twitter news, if I look at my notes, the first bit of Twitter news I have for you is that Twitter are adding, hey Andrew, thanks for joining. Twitter are adding, hi Fiona, how are you? You got the panda face, did you? I love the panda face. I only saw it when I went live there and I was so excited. I was going to do the whole thing in a space helmet and then I thought you'd think I was weird. Okay, Twitter have algorithm now, we know that, but it's not the same as the Facebook algorithm. It's not affecting us seeing tweets in chronological order, which is great because that to me is what Twitter's all about what's happening right now, and it would be devastating to me if we lost that. I've never been a fan of them, but you will see in your Twitter feed tweets that you've missed, and you will see a few modules like that within your Twitter. Now they're adding a new module. And it's kind of cool. It's highlighting a specific user. Until it's rolled out fully, we're not going to be able to see, you know, what affects that user that we've highlighted, but it is going to be an interesting one. Now, again, bear with me while I try and find a screen grab. I can't find a screen grab. You know, I've got one of those feelings that I didn't send it. But what it does is it highlights 2 or 3 tweets from a specific user and it puts them in a unit in your news feed. Now, of course, if you want to get rid of that, you can do what you do with the other algorithm updates. You can just ping down and you'll get your whole new tweets in chronological order as you wanted. This, of course, is going to be really good for us as Twitter users. So I'm imagining if somebody's following us and they haven't seen a few tweets from us in a while, it's a way to highlight us to them. So it should result in us getting more interaction on our tweets rather than them just being lost in a sea of 2 hours ago or an hour ago or 10 minutes ago, depending on who you're following on Twitter. It's an encouraging update. I think it will work really well. Lots of good news this week. So we're going to give Twitter a thumbs up for their new unit. However, I know it's not going to be popular with everyone. I was talking to someone on Twitter recently who hadn't been on Twitter for a while, and they saw all these new features like those stories you may have missed, like the fact that you now see tweets that people that you follow have liked as well as retweeted and they weren't a fan. But I suppose because I've seen it roll out slowly over time, I'm getting why they're doing that. Big news this week. Have you any idea what the biggest news? Hi Carmel, thanks for joining in. Will the highlighted tweets be random? That I won't know until it's rolled out further. Me and the blog post that I took it for, that I will link underneath once I finish here, were going from the experience of one tweeter. So it'll be interesting to see which tweets we see and from what users, and trying to define why we see those. And until there's an official statement from Twitter, we won't know. And that will be when they roll it out completely. The biggest news this week is that Facebook have stolen Snapchat already for Instagram, and now they've brought it into our Facebook feeds. Now, I'm not sure who gets it. Initially, when it was announced, it said it was going to be Ireland only, and I got all excited. Yay, us in Ireland get it first. And then I was talking to someone in America yesterday who had it as well. If you haven't seen it yet, it's only on your mobile app. Go log into your well, not now. Stay there now. But when I finish talking, go log into your mobile app, and at the top of the app, you'll see these circles. And this is the thing, you might just see one circle from Facebook, but if some of the people that you follow on Facebook are using it, you'll see these circles. Now, I definitely have a screen grab of this one. So let me show you. So this is what it will look like. And you can see you've got your story, and then anyone else that has shared a story. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, I know. It's like that radio, no switching. Larry Sanders, if anyone knows that. So you can see these are the people in my newsfeed who've actually shared stories. And there's not a lot of people doing it at the moment, but sure, it was only released yesterday, and they're going to need to see how it works. It works exactly the same as Instagram stories, as in that's how you use it. You swipe across on your app, this whole camera comes up, you can talk into it, you can make short videos, you can share photos, and then you can put captions over the top. At the moment, it seems to be silent. So I've seen a couple of video things coming in and they're silent. I'm not being able to hear what they say. I do like it. Here's one I made yesterday, just to show you. It does look very Snapchatty. And of course, this function is currently only available for individual users. So as a page, we can't use it yet. You can also choose who you want to see your updates. So is it going to be friends only, or do you want to share it beyond that, which is an interesting update too. So for marketers like us, we might want to encourage people who aren't our friends to watch our stories, in which case maybe we can push them out further. I'm yet to see how that's going to work, so it's going to be an interesting one. Anyone else tried Facebook stories other than me? I think there are about 4 people on my feed, so it's going to be interesting. The only person who was doing it really well was someone that does Snapchat already. So I think that's the thing. The big advantage, of course, for Facebook is, you know, this feature is really cool. I really like stories. And they don't, you know, even if they're using them on Instagram, that's still a very limited audience. That's not the 1.6 billion people who log on to Facebook every month using it. So this is expanding the whole stories out to other people, which means they won't go over to Snapchat or over to Instagram to do it. They'll use it within the feed. How much will people be comfortable using them? That's a big question. Are Facebook stories the same as the Messenger app stories? I haven't used the Messenger app stories. I think that's called something else as well. I think they're only limited as well. So if you have them, Calvin, I'd like to know. Yeah, I've been able to send photos within Messenger, kind of cool photos or video snaps, but not actually to edit them together into a story. I can't show you one because you're watching me on my phone, so I can't show you one live to show you what I mean. But if you're familiar with Instagram or Snapchat, it's a clone of that, basically. Quite basic at the moment, but like Instagram, I can see this is going to be rolling out a lot more. Talking of Messenger, with Instagram and now Facebook stories, I'd have no time to work. Well, that's the thing. I don't think you can do them all. I gave up on Snapchat around the time, not deliberately, but it just kind of phased it out around the time Instagram stories came. I don't really do Instagram stories very often, only now and then when the mood takes me. Again, because of that time suck. For Facebook, it's going to be a lot more friends, so it's things I might want to share with friends. And although at the moment a massive 11 people have looked at my story that I put up yesterday, I'm imagining less people are going to look at it over time, and we are going to see some sort of algorithm imposed on that. So at the moment, all sorts of people I don't interact with on Facebook are seeing them, so that's good. But will they continue to see them when they become more popular? It is really exciting because I think, yeah, okay, boo, Facebook stole this from Snapchat. That's not a good thing. But on the other hand, this is kind of the future of sharing. So it's something that it belongs on Facebook and Twitter, if I'm to be honest. Right, so Messenger. Calvin mentioned Messenger there. There is some Facebook Messenger news, and seeing as I drew the logo, I'm going to show you the logo. And this is bad news, I suppose. Bad news in that Facebook are going to start running ads in the Messenger app, which, if you are following this show for a while, you'll know that Facebook are desperately trying to find new ad space because Facebook ads are hugely popular. The price has to rise because there's so many. Messenger Day, that's what I was trying to think of, Calvin. Yeah, absolutely. It's available in New Zealand, I think Australia as well, and Poland. And they're moving it over to Facebook. I think they're going to keep, just going off topic there for a minute, I think they might keep Messenger Day as a separate app because, again, having that separate app will attract those users that don't necessarily want to use the main Facebook app, thinking of younger people who may be using Snapchat. So they'll be chipping away at the Snapchat audience with Messenger Day. So it is interesting. Maybe they will integrate the whole thing. Yes, so Messenger ads, not a good thing, not a big fan, but they do need that extra advertising space. So as marketers, it's good because the more places they can put ads, the cost of the ads will stay down. As a user, will we start getting ad fatigue? I don't know. I'm going to give it a thumbs down for a user and a bit of a half thumbs up for marketers because, as I said, it's going to keep our ads at a reasonable cost. Oh, more Facebook. I thought I had more Twitter here, but we'll continue. Will I continue with Facebook, or would you like a bit of Twitter? Or would you like the Snapchat? Oh dear, back to notes. I've done something now. You may need to wait while I wait for the something to go. Snapchat. I'm going to talk Snapchat. What do you think? Thumbs up for Snapchat? Well, not Snap, but you know. I think I'll mention the Snapchat because I could talk Facebook for this whole show because it's so popular. What's really interesting is that Snapchat are becoming more aware, maybe preemptively aware of fake news stories. Twitter, Marion. Ah, there you go. And Kate gave me 4 thumbs up there for Snapchat. So, as we know, it's a big story for Facebook, this fake news thing. They are being held responsible for Donald Trump winning the election. Okay, thanks, Carmel. You can always join in later or, yes, thanks for joining in. So it's going to be, Snapchat are kind of preempting this. They don't want to be accused of fake news stories. Now, if you use Snapchat, you'll see in the Discover section, there are like some sensationalist publications is the way I'd put it. So you've got your Daily Mail, you've got your Sun there, the sort of newspapers that are a little bit sensationalist. So Snapchat are preempting this and they're cracking down on what they're calling clickbait stories in Discover. They're finding that things are happening like there was an example they gave, there'd be a picture of a girl in a bikini, and when you click through to the story, it had nothing to do with that. It was a completely different story, nothing to do with bikinis. It was to do with a personal interest story to do with a guy. So they want to make sure that photos are representing the content that you're clicking through to, and that all stories linked off-site should be fact-checked. I put a big how in question mark next to this. How are they going to do that? They haven't outlined it, except for the fact that, you know, they only allow select publishers into Discover. So they're going to make this one of the rules, I guess, for the people that they let into there. That's going to be an interesting one. And the third one, they're going to add age gating to content in Discover. So this has been an issue before because you've got a very young audience on Snapchat, that some of the content wasn't suitable for that younger audience. So they're going to put age gates on, depending how old you are, is depending what sort of content that you're going to see and discover. And of course, this is interesting because it's algorithm. We know algorithm is a big thing in social media. Snapchat are going to be imposing this more and more, I think. Marion wanted Twitter. I've got loads of Twitter news. I've given you the first bit already. This down here represents a brand new thing that you may have seen. I don't know if everyone's got it. Again, it could just be me. So let me know if you've seen it. But you may have seen the Twitter Explore tab. So if you're on, you have to be on iPhone for this. But right at the bottom of your Twitter, there used to be the thing for moments. It was like a lightning strike. But that's gone now. and we have seen that replaced by a magnifying glass. And what they've done is they've integrated moments, trending topics and top tweets all into that one section, which makes total sense. So there's moments, trending and more, right? It's going to make Twitter easier to navigate, because you get confused with all these products that Twitter have. How do I find that again? How do I do that again? It's really nice that they've integrated them all into one spot. And it's going to be more relevant than just the moments to have your trending and everything there. If you're on iPhone, you have it now. They say Android users will be getting it in the coming weeks. So if you are on Android, I'm going to give you a little preview. Here we go. So this is the magnifying glass at the bottom. When I click into that, see this way because I'm blocking my light otherwise. You see that little magnifying glass, and when I click in, I see trending topics at the top. They're also going to put their live videos in here apparently as well, so that's going to be interesting. So that's the first thing I see. So first dates IRL. If you're not in Ireland, it's a dating show. Australia Day. And then after I've done that, you'll be able to see the moments. So moments, if you don't know, are kind of a collection of, I'm hoping it's going to focus on that screen now. Hang on, I might need to block the light. If you haven't seen moments before, they're a collection of tweets around a specific topic. So you'll see specific moments. I know I've skipped ahead a slide there somewhere. Here we go. So that's going to be your trending moments. And then after moments, that's where you get to explore more relating to specific topics. I think it's good. I think it's a good move for Twitter. So I'm going to give that a thumbs up. Yay! Well done, Twitter. Right, we've still got a bit of Facebook news and we've still got a bit of Twitter news. Give me an F for Facebook and a T for Twitter while I access my notes. F for Facebook news, T for Twitter news. Which would you prefer? The comments are running behind today, so excuse me while I do this. I've got a thumbs up. Okay. Twitter. The comments are way behind. I've got a T for Twitter. That's Marion. Okay, I know there is one more bit of Twitter news here, and this is kind of a fun bit of news, but every now and then I like these Twitter. That's two for Twitter. It's going to be Twitter. I like it when Twitter does this. Every now and then they launch what they call stickers, which is if you upload a photograph to Twitter, you can enhance it with stickers. And it is now Lunar New Year, which I think here we've called it Chinese New Year for a very, very long time. But in fact, it's not just China that celebrates it. So technically it should be Lunar New Year. And this is the year of the rooster. And they've released some stickers because Lunar New Year is upon us that you can add to your tweets that will include stickers related to the rooster and Chinese New Year. I drew a little Chinese lantern. What do you think? I like my Chinese lantern. So just I've added the rooster to a photo. If you go to my Twitter, you'll see it there, spider working. But if not, you can see it right now, I think. It's going to be one of, here we go. Here's my rooster. So there's a picture. I've added the rooster sticker to it. It's a bit of fun. And when you click on the rooster, the actual picture itself, which I've lost now, when you click on that, it brings you through to a tab of everyone else that shared photographs with the same sticker. So it's a really nice way of bringing tweets together. Also, there's a hashtag. If you use the hashtag Lunar New Year, you get a little rooster come up at the end of your tweet. It's kind of cool. I like this when Twitter does this. I'm sick of the thumbs up, so I'm going to give you a big heart. Twitter, well done. I like that. And I like you for educating me that it is not Chinese New Year. It is Lunar New Year. So from now on, I will know that. Okay, on to this is a really important one. So stick with me. There's a Facebook algorithm update. So this is really important for you to know as a marketer. It's good news. It's good news for people who share longer videos, because up until now, Facebook has decided on videos that they're going to show to people on what percentage of the length of the video they are watching it for. So if you've got like a 30-second video, there's a good chance that people are watching 80-90% of that 30-second video, or maybe 50%, but it's still going to be reasonably high. If you've got a video as long as this one, half an hour long, then your percentage of time watched could be low, because if you only watch a minute or 2 minutes, that's a tiny percentage. So all they've done really is that they've changed this so that it's no longer penalising longer videos. So it's not on percentage watched anymore. They haven't quite said what it is on, but that means that if you watch longer videos in your news feed, you will see longer videos in your news feed. Does this mean we should all create longer videos? No, it doesn't mean that at all, because the big point is, if you create a longer video and people don't continue watching it for any amount of time, it's not going to get any extra reach at all. All it is doing is leveling the playfield. If it's a good video, people watch it. If it's a bad video, they won't. So don't run off and create longer video. Just if you are, you might see a little boost in the number of views that you get on your video. Thumbs up? I'm giving that a thumbs up. I think that's good. It's good for people who create longer videos like me. I do long videos and short videos, so whatever they do with video is good for me. Lunar New Year's, Twitter Explore tab, Facebook algorithm update. There's been an update too, and I think this is our last story. There's been an update to Facebook trending topics, and you'll know that Facebook have been in trouble for this. Their trending topics were on the newsfeed. They were being moderated by human beings. I think it was the Republicans that said, look, you know, you're being biased in the stories that you're choosing for trending topics. So Facebook went, ooh, they fired everyone in their trending topics team, and they brought in an algorithm to deal with it. And then we had fake news. And trending topics were responsible for a lot of that, because we saw fake stories appearing in trending topics. There were jokes about it at the time, but the results stopped people joking about it. So they've changed it that now when you see a trending topic on your sidebar or in the news feed, it will now have a headline from a legitimate news publisher underneath it. That's the first thing. So when you see, you'll know it's not fake news, because you'll see the headline of where it's coming from, not some dodgy publication that you can't believe. But interesting to know how they choose those though. And the second thing is that it will no longer be relevant to you, because it used to be your trending topics would be the ones that your friends were talking about. Again, you know, after the American election, people were talking about their filter bubbles. Nobody thought the election was going to go that way, or half the people did and half the people didn't, depending who they were friends with. So having trending topics were related to what your friends were talking about was keeping you in that filter bubble, which they're addressing with this. No longer will it be the people you know, but it will be what's happening in your country, or trending on Twitter in your country in general. Twitter, Facebook in your country in general. So I think that will be a positive update. And we've come to the end of the news for today, but do me a favour, if you know somebody who would be interested in my weekly social media updates, would you click that share button and let them know about it? You can share it in a group, you could share it to your timeline, you could share it on your Facebook business page if you know people would like to know the social media marketing news of the week. And if you would like a reminder for next week's Facebook Live and future Facebook Lives, comes out an hour ahead of the show so that you know you won't miss it, you can go to spiderworking.com/Facebook Live. And that just means you'll get an email into your inbox an hour before the show. Thanks so much for joining. We've had loads of you here today. It's been great. I hope you liked my panda face. Until next week, goodbye.